These companies are gouging the out of us. Look at this shrinkflation. Look at that.
I'm done. Over the past week, I've been to Starbucks. Every single time, they gave me a full cup. Does it look like I want a half full cup? No!
Does this look like a normal size bag of party size chips?
Let's see.
What are we doing here?
Companies are out here gaslighting us into thinking that shrinkflation isn't real. And I picked this up. Look at that. There's like 3 chips.
And I feared that shrinkflation really took the phrase, don't hide it, divide it, to heart. And people are now crashing out over shrinkflation, aka giving us less product but charging the same price. Don't believe me? See it for yourself.
I'm done. I'm done. I know I'm overreacting right now, but I'm done. Over the past week, I've been to Starbucks 7 times out of the freaking week. I've been there 7 times. Every single time, they gave me a full cup. Does it look like I want a half full cup? No. My throat. And wow, people are looking at. Okay, like I'm just gonna calm down. But does it look like I want a half full cup? No! I've ordered 3 different Starbucks drinks. I swear, they have memorized my face to the point where they're like, no, she needs a half full cup. No, I don't! I am on my workout grind! I literally work out. Okay, wow, sorry, I'm sweating. I'm so upset. So Starbucks, if you see this, don't give me a half full cup, thank you!
Now see what you done did, Starbucks. She is releasing her inhibitions and her frustration over this apparent case of shrinkflation. And may I ask, is anybody surprised? I'm not. I'm used to a whole bunch of ice being filled in my cup. I don't like it, never did, but I'm sure there's a Starbucks worker somewhere that will say it's part of the policy, but I digress. And at this point, it's a toxic relationship many of us have with restaurants and companies. Did you notice how many times she said that she was a repeat offender of going back for such mistreatment? And it speaks to a bigger problem that we have as a society. We know what's going on, but we just can't help ourselves. And you know who else knows it? The companies. Shrinking the items, the quantities, but somehow, some way, the prices just keep rising and rising. And honestly, a lot of people feel like this is the most valid crash out of 2026. Actually, over 1,000 people seem to agree, but she's not the only one that's been crashing out. Shrinkflation is hitting everybody. And you may be thinking, is shrinkflation even a real term? Well, according to NerdWallet, this is general knowledge. But let me get you up to speed. Now, according to this NerdWallet article, it says shrinkflation happens when a company reduces the quality or size of a product while keeping the same price. Logically, people would expect that if they're getting less of a product, the price would decrease. But that isn't the case with shrinkflation. Now, that is the basis of why a lot of people are so upset. And they slightly go over what a lot of y'all might consider as corporate greed, but here it is. A company's motivation for shrinkflation could include struggles with profitability because of inflation or a desire to improve profit margins. Additionally, shoppers may be more likely to spot price increases versus changes to ingredients or fewer chips in a pack. Fewer chips in a pack? You don't say. Who would ever do such a thing?
Does this look like a normal size bag of party size chips?
Let's see.
What are we doing here?
Now, I know a lot of y'all are gonna say, Americans, we need to unbig our backs. We eating too much. Gotcha. But we used to a few things over here and we're noticing some changes. We're not blind, we just like to eat. But anyway, to the untrained eye, that family size bag probably looked pretty big, specifically in European standard. However, it used to be bigger than that. And unfortunately, a lot of the times when we're opening up the bags now, it's nothing but air. This comment says, people don't remember the party size bags being as big as your torso. Literally, a stack of chips. That's the old regular bag. It's all capitalism. This comment says, that's family size. They aren't slick. And that's exactly what I was thinking. That's a family size bag of chips. Another comment says, do they mean a party of one? We really got to slow down on the eating the chips. We got to slow down, but I feel y'all.
Companies are out here gaslighting us into thinking that shrinkflation isn't real. A woman literally laughed at me when I picked this up. Look at that. There's like 3 chips. There's 3 chips in the whole bag.
The bag is on Ozempic. Y'all know what Ozempic is. Yeah, the bag is on Ozempic. On empty. This is a malnourished chip bag. a straight air party. You're paying for hopes and dreams, because that's all you're getting. You're not getting no chips. And what's getting me is it says thin and crispy, more like empty and thin. Because what crunch? Where's the chips? It's too much. This comment says, company, we need that bag to be mostly air to preserve the food quality on our bags. Another says, the worst is the cake mix that only makes 21 cupcakes now instead of a full 24. The next comment says, I'm literally out here learning how to make everything from scratch because I'm not paying $5 a bag for chips and garbage anymore. And trust me, the way things is going, I can understand why people want to cook at home. But if you don't think shrinkflation is real, this next video just proves everything.
This person wrote that from April to May, they thought that their Premium Plus saltines had gotten smaller. And so they compared them. This person went in one week and got large fries, and then went in the next week and got large fries. So for those of you still getting this one when you order large, this is what you have to look forward to. Simply Orange from 52 ounces down to 46 ounces. And it was not that long ago that these were a proper half gallon at 64 ounces. Now we're at 46. This one on the left was purchased May 8th in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. This one was purchased May 23rd. Same place, same price, but 100 grams less chicken. Pringles 2012, Pringles 2025. Look at the actual chip. Look at that. This pizza now weighs 20 grams less, but look how they changed the packaging to make it seem like this is a very large pizza compared to the size of this pizza. Wow. But if you look at the actual packaging, you're missing out 20 grams of pizza.
They actually just gave you the illusion. You got more pizza by printing pizza around the edges. Like, yeah, you gonna get a thick crust. All for you to get home and be highly disappointed. This is a pizza fish. Clearly, it's a cover up. Y'all need to be locked up for this because this is criminal.
These chips used to be 7.5 ounces, went down to 5 ounces, same price.
Now, this comment says, do shareholders not have enough? Ain't gonna be much left over if they keep taking all this. Another comment says, profit margins over humanity has ruined us. The scariest part is, none of us do anything about it. And the real question is, what can you do besides stop shopping, live off the land, grow your own things yourself, hunt, forage for berries, live off the grid? Because otherwise, the honest truth is, most of us are stuck looped in the thing that nobody likes. And this comment here says corporate greedflation.
Why is this normalized? What is this?
An Airhead. It's pretty small. So she's opening them up. It looks like the size of a finger, honestly. But they used to be pretty big. And look at all the air in the packaging. So deceitful.
You seeing this? Like, are you guys seeing this? Is it supposed to be the length of my finger?
It's actually probably a bit smaller than her finger. Now, I know a lot of y'all are probably like, who's eating all this candy? Who's eating Airheads? That's not the point. The point is, it's everywhere. Everything's getting smaller, but the prices are going up. Now, those of us who remember 10, 20 years ago, no, not only were the prices lower, but there was more in the packaging. And it's getting to a point, they gonna start serving us finger food. Everything gonna be the size of a finger. This comment here says, literally the size of the mini Airheads. Now, all the candy lovers out here done pulled up. I remember it used to be hard to open because it was so full, and I remember that too. And this comment here says, they should be getting sued because that's the mini ones repackaged. And I know a lot of y'all love a good apple juice, and even the apple juice. Nothing seems to be safe from shrinkflation.
Well, I didn't think I'd be starting a fight with Tropicana today, but here we are. What is this? I go to the grocery store, I think, oh, they changed the top. Maybe there's less plastic in it, that's great. But then I picked it up, and immediately I knew something was incorrect. Tropicana wasn't banking on my spicy autistic brain. No, I knew immediately. I didn't even have to look at the label. 11 ounces. 12 ounces. Same price. Tropicana, what are you doing? Same price. 12 ounces, 170 calories. 11 ounces, 160 calories. The math doesn't even make sense. This should only be 155 calories unless you've been lying about the calories this whole time. You also owe me 17 cents or 1 ounce of apple juice. How much money are you making by taking away an ounce? I needed that ounce. I don't drink enough as it is. I'm chronically constipated. I need all 12 ounces of apple juice. Don't charge me $1.99 for 12 ounces and also $1.99 for 11 ounces. That's not how things work. You thought you could pull this one over on us, but no.
You didn't bank on Paige. You should have run this by me first. I would have told you it was a bad idea.
And Paige, I feel your frustration, but ma'am, I'm gonna need you to eat some apples because if that's all you using to unload your dump truck, I'm a little concerned. But I digress. Fiber is important, y'all. Now back to Tropicana. These very small changes end up being large. And it's not just with the food. It even goes into other areas of our lives where we see things shrinking, but the prices are going up, like this.
Okay, so how many people actually look at the ounces when you're picking up your laundry soap? So you'll see it's 84, 84, 73. The price tag is 84. 73s. These are all 73 left. I'll fix that. 84, but look, I found a 98. I'm grabbing this one, obviously. That's crazy. Just be mindful. Check your ounces.
You dang near gotta go in the store with my magnifying glass, and no, I can't share it with y'all. I'm sorry. However, that is the level of detective work you have to do to make sure you're not getting ripped off. And it's pretty sad. And if you open that up, just like with a lot of other things, it's not probably full. And this is the new normal. And even everybody trying to fight being musty out there, you can't escape it either.
I know what really pisses me off. This deodorant. 18 of my hard-earned dollars. Brand new out of the box. It still has a seal on it. And I'm gonna show you what happens. You can see, kind of.
Now, let's take a closer look, shall we? Do y'all see? This thing looks like it's empty already. It looks like she used this product. Did somebody return this to the... Somebody must have returned this to the store. Because there's no way. It's down here, y'all. This ain't even like trying to hide what's going on.
There's a gap right there. It's still going.
The disrespect.
Look how much space there is.
Oh my gosh. What?
Oh, there we go. So it's finally coming out and we're about halfway. Like if I'm spending $18 on it, I'm kind of expecting this to be full.
Now, this is one of the worst that I've seen, apart from the apparent chip bags. And you think you're gonna get some antiperspirant to cover up the must, and the only thing you must do is buy some more. Because that ain't enough. You dang near gotta get the twin pack. You're gonna be out of this in about 2 business days. And $18? Now, when you think about the fact that some people make probably around $18 an hour for empty deodorant, this is criminal. This comment here says, I'm so over corporate greed. I'm so sick of the greed. And this one got me. The secret is they're absolutely ripping us off. And you know who gonna be mad next? The moms, the parents, the dads. Why? Because back in the day, yeah, your parents might have got mad that you ate up all the cereal and you wasn't supposed to be in the pantry, especially past a certain time. You know, when that microwave light cut on. But that ain't the point. Kids can't even sneak cereal now because the one bowl that you get out of the box done expose your whole plan, because that's all you gonna get in some of these boxes.
Shrinkflation is now a thing on top of inflation.
Yep.
Did you know about this? You're going through boxes of cereal way too fast. Yes, 2 of my kids eat cereal every single morning for breakfast. Don't judge me. At least they're eating. So I thought, okay, maybe they're like pouring too big of bowls or something. Then I ended up seeing this article. Mills and other brands have made their boxes smaller and they're charging more. And then on top of that, what used to be the regular size is now like being marketed as the large size. So they're also tricking you with the language. Am I crazy? Am I the only one who's noticed this?
And just wait until you find out about the ingredients lists being updated. Whew. And I know a lot of y'all like a good old generic cheesecake, and I do too. Nothing wrong with the off-brand. Maybe you don't want to pay cheesecake prices at the Cheesecake Factory, and I get it. So you go on down to Walmart and get you a little great value cheesecake. How bad could this be? Well,
decided to splurge a little bit and get me 2 slices of cheesecake.
Yeah.
For $6. Five something. Are you kidding me? That's the size of my hand, by the way.
Oh, they played so bad. $6. This comment here says, the gap in the packaging. That's so upsetting. Another says, I got you, King. $4.99, so good. Ooh, wait a minute. Where you stay? Let me get back to it. And others calling for a revolution. We might be too far going, y'all. Like, I know a lot of y'all like a basic tuna. The simpler things in life, well, you can't even get that no more. Shrinkflation even got to the tuna. So bad that this actually says shrinkflation has gotten so crazy, you can't even say packed like sardines anymore. I said tuna. Tuna and sardines are not the same. Why didn't y'all correct me? I know y'all gonna get me right in the comments because you always do. And that's why I love y'all. Let's see how much is in this pack of sardines, quote unquote. Now, all the tuna lovers out there, tell me Is this what they meant by packed like sardines? It got some air in it, but I don't know. I never really did the sardines before. But from what the comments are saying, this wasn't the standard. Actually, it's a little bit of mix of inflation, shrinkflation, and people saying the trends are why the sardines are how they are. This comment says, I blame the 10 fish trend. I will be gatekeeping my favorite low budget foods from here on out, AKA TikTok ruins everything. Allegedly. Another comment says, we literally got the term pack like sardines for a reason. I guess not anymore. Another says, used to be 8, now it's only 4. Wow. So this is the equivalent to how people are getting done with the chips. And you know who shrinkflation really has mad? The bakers, the people who like a good old recipe. You know, like the ones that your grandma used to have in them cookbooks that y'all don't like to use. Yeah, those. They would help you save some money. But anyway, we ain't talking about that right now.
Anybody else remember back in the day when you could buy a cake mix and make 24 cupcakes? Now, you can make 22 cupcakes with a cake mix. However, I got 17. Anybody else remember?
Now, I can't confirm nor deny, but she said, pound Betty Crocker, pound, do better. This comment says, I hate inflation. Another says, I remember when 24 cupcakes used to spill out of the paper holders while they were rising. Ah, the good old days. Don't y'all miss the nostalgia? And this is a great comment here. It says, yep, so irritating following older recipes that require a box of cake mix, and I'm using the newer, smaller size. So y'all out there messing up the recipes, and it might not even be your fault. Is this happening to anybody else?
Something I don't hear enough people talk about with shrinkflation is the fact that all these recipes are being affected. Like, you know how a recipe says like, oh, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk or 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. I'm using a recipe now that specifies to use 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. That's 10.75 ounces. Well, now the standard can is only 10.5 ounces. I mean, surely I doubt my recipe's gonna be affected that much, but I mean, it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep shrinking. And then all these older recipes are just gonna become useless or wrong because all the ingredients are wrong. Maybe it's not a big deal at all and I'm kind of overreacting, but like, someone please be annoyed with me, please. Please.
And the grandmas and the great grandmas somewhere rolling in their grave right now, just at the thought of some of y'all messing up they macaroni and cheese recipe, their stuffing recipe. And you've been over here wondering why it don't taste like how when they made it back in the day. Well, for one, the ingredients list ain't the same. And 2, shrinkflation is doing these recipes in even. At this point, some of y'all gotta figure out how to season by taste, by eye. You know, sprinkle the stuff until you feel like you're supposed to stop. Eyeball it. Cause if not, the future generation gonna be in for a wild ride. They already don't like to cook like that. But this might set us back a few generations. So when y'all say, we're losing recipes, I believe it. Partly due to shrinkflation. This comment says, you're not overreacting. We're frogs in a pot of water that's slowly warming. Sounds like something out of a Disney movie. Shout out to the Disney adults. I don't want no smoke with y'all. This comment here says, cooking won't be affected as much as baking. Baking is chemistry, and you do need the exact amounts. And this comment here solidifies what I was saying. Y'all, says that none of my grannies handwritten recipes from the 60s to the 2000s work anymore. It's devastating. I need to know down below, for all the people who bake, are the recipes being dramatically affected by shrinkflation? Because I didn't even think about this, but it makes so much sense. Maybe it ain't too bad at the fast food places.
So my friend took me to Wendy's for breakfast this morning. When did Wendy's start selling White Castle? Look at that little bitty sandwich. That's $7. This little chicken patty, that's a chicken nugget, man. Wendy's. My buddy, after telling me, oh God, times are horrible, his girlfriend says, will you get me Wendy's? He bought this. I didn't pay for it, by the way. $50 for breakfast at Wendy's. And my $7 chicken biscuit, this is a freaking White Castle. It's a freaking White Castle. Look how little it is. This is 4 bites. Oh. Kids, it had been a while since I've been to Wendy's. I don't really go out to eat at the fast food because I know that you got to be economical. Look, $50 for breakfast. And literally when I felt the bag, it didn't feel like there was 4 pounds of food in there. These companies are gouging the out of us. Look at this shrinkflation. Look at that. That is the size of a freaking White Castle cheeseburger. I'm not Wendy's.
Now that is sad. Look at the girth on that. Actually, there ain't no girth. Do you see what we looking at? This is what we working with. Where's the rest? Where's the rest? And what's really sad is he said this was $7. $7? It's not even the size of his hand. You don't even have to have big hands for this to be on the smaller side for $7. Well, let's see. We got another one here. Maybe it won't be that bad.
Sonic, how am I gonna go to Sonic and pay $2.59 for a small tot and there's only 8? There's only 8! What is this?
I'm convinced that he pulled a Patrick Star. He was eating them in the car, because if this is what they gave this man for $2.50 something, whatever, 59 cents, 8 tots, and you sprinkle they sprinkle parsley on there. He look like he got a little something green. Sonic, what is this? Are y'all trying to start a riot? Actually, I'm convinced all these corporations and companies are trying to start a riot, because there ain't no way they don't hear people clearly upset about this. The level of I don't care that they have is so high. This is truly an atrocity. And then the fact that y'all, I'm so tired of restaurants sprinkling parsley on there to dress it up, to make it look fancy after serving sad plates, sad sides. For some reason, everybody thinks that sprinkling a little garnish on top gonna make everybody feel better. No. Load my plate. In Panera, this is a sandwich that y'all allegedly served somebody. And it says here, Panera, when I catch you, the sandwich, again, smaller than this person's hand. Now, y'all was already getting out of hand with the bagels, but this, and y'all charge a lot at Panera for these petite sandwiches. Interestingly enough, this person put the picture, and this is $7.89. This is what it's supposed to look like. And it says increasing the prices and decreasing the portion sizes is crazy work. And this is supposed to be half grilled chicken and half avocado BLT. I don't even see much chicken over here. I don't even see where's the bacon? So misleading. It looks nothing like this. It looks nothing like that. So this woman here got her some chicken tenders, and it says shrinkflation has gone insane, because why are some of my fries bigger than my tenders? Explain. And this is allegedly Raising Cane's. And she wasn't lying. Look, this is a fry and that is her tender. It is actually as small. And maybe McDonald's ain't doing people dirty. Well, let's see.
They think they slick. I have not been to McDonald's in a very long time, but this burger looks so tiny. This is great. This is, Look how tiny that is. You never say so. You cannot tell me this is small.
Now on this camera, on the video, it probably looks big, but in comparison to her hand, this is not a big sandwich. Everything has shrunk. And I just need to know, what item have you been purchasing that you have been like, what in the shrinkflation is this? Hopefully y'all ain't getting got too bad out here in these streets, but we gotta start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.